I'm writing different songs now at 31 than I was writing at like 23, very different perspectives on life. So like the music has like evolved as I've grown. I think that there were like innate abilities that I had that I didn't realize I had, but I also spent like years just like writing with anybody who would give me a chance to like learn about what it meant to be a pop songwriter. Do you like the person or do you like how they make you feel? And I think that that's like something, like a lesson that I've also learned. It's like, you can like how a morning text makes you feel, but like, do you like who they are?
Sometimes.
Just sometimes, the sequel is better than the original.
From setbacks to comebacks, this is Love Take Two. Let's go. Hi, Jose.
What's up, Jamie?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Hope everybody's good at home as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, we just got off of Pride Month, and it was a wild time.
It sure was.
Yeah.
It sure was.
Between, the Knicks and Pride and the World Cup and Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Everything all at once. Everything everywhere all at once is what just happened in New York City and Pride.
It was the best and the worst of times. Let's talk about Jordy.
All right, our guest today.
I pulled this up because we didn't have our cards today. Jordy stands at the forefront of bold, boundary-pushing pop known for turning vulnerability into infectious high-energy anthems. This is all true.
It is.
His new single, Sick, from the album In Retrospect, explores the lure of intensity and the ache of anxiety masquerading as love.
Really good. And we talk about that song in our interview.
Yeah, we talk about it quite a bit.
You should all go listen to it. It's really good.
And he is hailed by critics as a fearless voice in the queer pop. Jordy is carving a new era marked by honesty, audacity, and unapologetic artistry.
I love him. I agree with everything that whoever wrote that said.
I mean, for somebody who just entered his 30s, he's got the love thing down better than I certainly did. I'm still figuring it out.
I don't think any of us really know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But the point is we're learning lessons along the way. And he dropped down some really nice lessons in our interview, and I can't wait for y'all to hear it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Jordy.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. I want to start with when I first came across your feed. It was probably over 4 years ago. And I already thought you were like cute. And then I did. And I was like, who is this cutie? And you were like singing. And then the deeper I got into your songs, I was like, I'm kind of crushing on him.
Oh my God.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. What? I think he's in his 20s. Calm down.
I mean, you could possibly be his dad, maybe.
Loving this.
Stop it.
I love this admission. I love this.
It's amazing.
Wow, I'm flattered.
That said, I'm like really excited we finally got you in the studio.
I'm so happy to be here.
And talk about all the things, including your 4th album that's coming out.
Crazy. Yeah.
And it's good.
Thanks.
It is good.
That's so sweet.
I've been listening all morning.
Yeah, the singles that you have out so far.
Thank you.
I had it on
They're
when I was
sick.
showering.
They're sick.
They're
See what I did there?
sick. I see what you did there.
I'm excited to talk and get into it.
I've not heard you sing a song that doesn't feel catchy, that doesn't make you want to move, that doesn't make you feel just feel every single one. Like, it's really
my goal.
Incredible.
I mean, that's just who I am. I feel very deeply, and that's been just like me my whole life. And, we've gone in like different directions and different chapters, and I'm writing different songs now at 31 than I was writing at like 23, very different perspectives on life. So like the music has like evolved as I've grown. I appreciate that. I love pop music. I really do.
But I was expecting like a poppy guy, and no, you walked in with a book. You're telling me about your English degree.
It's true.
You are very learned,
thank
Jordy.
you. You guys are like just hyping me up and making me blush today.
And it makes sense with the lyrics that I was hearing, especially in the song we were just talking about, "Sick."
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. Like you're flipping the narrative and
totally
playing with ideas, and I really like that.
I appreciate that. I mean, I am a curious person. I love to learn. I love to like keep my mind active, and like songwriting. It's interesting because like I started as a singer. Like singing was like my first love, and then
it's part of your take one, right?
Yeah, that's like totally part of my take one. Like grew up just like innately singing. Like
Yeah.
I was just singing along to like the children's shows that like my parents were playing for me, and like they like realized that something was going on with the singing. Like Disney princess movies, like would just start singing, and then started doing theater and like choir. And so like music in that way was always like my first love. But songwriting actually came a lot later in life. And that whole journey of like learning about songwriting and how to craft a pop song, I think that there were like innate abilities that I had that I didn't realize I had, but I also spent like years just like writing with anybody who would give me a chance to like learn about what it meant to be a pop songwriter. So definitely have gone through many chapters.
It's a skill song. It's
here.
a hard skill, songwriting. It is.
It can be. Yeah, no, I mean, it can be. But then also it can be like really just fun and therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I remember in the 90s, there was this group called Total. I think they maybe had one album. And one of the things that I loved about them lyrically is that they just took what everybody was singing about and flipping it on its back. Like it, halfway through, it was just unexpected. And when I listen to your music, it reminds me of that. It reminds me nothing feels ordinary when you're singing. It doesn't feel like a typical love song. It doesn't feel like it's even though you do sing quite a bit about sex, it doesn't feel like a normal sex song. You know what I mean? Like you take things and you flip it on its back, or you make people think about things from a different angle.
Yeah.
And you sort of think like, what else is there to write about these days? Like what's innovative, what's new? And you don't really hear that often. But when I hear your music, it feels fresh and innovative.
Yeah, like Sick is a song about relationship, really. Like.
Yeah, it's about like being, well, like I've always known I'm more of like an anxious attachment style, like not avoidant at all. Like if I'm like more of an anxious person. So it's interesting because I've been in therapy like my whole life, and like I feel like we'll get into the take one, because like a huge part of me moving to LA was like deciding to leave like my only serious relationship that I've ever really been in. And like at that time I like needed like I just felt like the validation coming from my partner was like necessary for my like well-being. So like leaving that ended up being like a blessing in disguise. But like Sick is just one of those funny moments where I got out of like a toxic thing a couple years ago, and when you're being like mistreated by someone and then you start going on dates and like you're like, oh, you're actually nice and like sweet, like it's hard to trust it.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself being like, why aren't I into the nice guy? Like, why am I like so attracted to like the chase of someone who's like playing hard to get?
Yeah.
And I think we all can like relate to that. It's like you want what you can't have type thing.
Do you think some of this comes from your upbringing in terms of like, I know for me, I was very much attracted to the push-pull mentality. Like if I wasn't with someone who I wasn't fighting with, then that wasn't a relationship. Like there needed to be, in my mind, passion meant the fighting and then the making up, the fighting and then the making up. And I realized I got that from my parents. Like it was my parents that did that, and it was abusive and it was volatile. And so if I didn't have that in my relationship, then it wasn't like a true relationship. So I'm sort of curious, on the stuff that you write about, does that stem from your childhood at all, or?
Everything stems from childhood. That's what I've learned in therapy. Everything stems from childhood. I have an amazing family, and like my parents are incredible. I have 2 siblings. I'm a middle child. It's a little bit of like some middle child stuff, I think. Like just like wanting to like, was never the oldest or the youngest, so just like wanting like the attention. But like my family every family goes through like phases, and like we've been through hard things and whatever, but like they have like a beautiful relationship, and I love my parents. But I think for me, where it really came from was like being like bullied really bad in school, and like I guess in that way becoming kind of used to this energy of like, please accept me. Like, you know, like there was like middle school was like me following like cool boys and like trying to fit in, and like really fighting the fact that like I knew I was gay, but like just wanted to like be popular and cool. And so like I spent a lot of time like chasing like really mean boys who like were so mean to me and like did terrible things to me, but I just like really craved their acceptance. And I think I've carried that with me like throughout my life, just this like love me, like want me, like I just want to feel a part of it, you know? And obviously like as my life after middle school, things got a lot better and like I have like the best friends in the world and I just am grateful for all that. But I think I've noticed throughout my life there's a lot of that comes up, I think. Less watching it from my parents, but more like other men my whole life being like, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like
but also the validation comes in of being the middle child too. And now that you told us that you're the middle child, I can now see that in your lyrics.
Yes.
Because in your lyrics, it's very much like angsty. Some of them are like, wait, love me, da 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 da. Like, don't, you know, there is a little bit of push-pull in your lyrics.
Yeah.
And that comes as a result of being a middle child.
Yeah. And like big people pleaser, like peacemaker.
Yeah.
Energy, like just wanting to like keep the peace, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, that's why therapy is cool. Cause I think like for a while, like therapy can feel like just like a rehashing of stuff. But like when you really dive into like the roots of everything, it always goes back to childhood. It does. It really does. It shapes us.
Get me in some therapy, I think.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack.
It's a fun time.
We didn't get like kind of like a nutshell, take one, transition into take two. Like what would your overall umbrella nutshell be for?
Yeah. I think I spent like a lot of like my young adulthood just like really wanting like a boyfriend or just like a partner, someone to like validate me. Because also when I was in college, I was like studying English, but like I knew I wanted to do music. So I felt kind of lost. Like Berkeley, I went to Boston University. Berkeley was down the street. I was like very envious. I like kind of always wished I was doing music. But I was doing like music extracurricularly. I was in a relationship my last 2 years of college. Beautiful, like first love type of relationship. But like I was like 20 to 22, 19 to 22. Like I was young, but like I want to give myself a little grace. But I had like a lot of needs and like everyone has needs. But like, you know, I really needed like a text every morning to like get through the day without kind of like spiraling. Like I was like a very anxious partner. And, you know, we had like this, it was a beautiful relationship. He went to like a different school in Boston, but he was like pre-med and like had his whole, it always felt like he was like, I know exactly what I want to do and like how I want to get there.
Yeah.
And I was on the other end being like, I kind of know what I want to do, but I have zero fucking clue of like how to get there. And so after I graduated, we were like really deep in this relationship and I knew I wanted to chase like a dream of sorts, but I was like, I'm going to stay in Boston and just like make it work from here. And like, I need to keep the relationship. Like that was like my safety net. A couple months after graduation, when it was like near the end of the summer, I just was like not very happy. And I knew a couple of people in LA who were like doing the thing. And I knew that there was like somewhat of a network. I had a couple of college friends living there. And I just hit a point where I was like, if I really want to do this, like I need to move. Like I need to leave. And that was like a very hard pill to swallow because that meant I didn't know if like we would go long distance or not, but I think I knew that we wouldn't because I didn't think he would want to. It was a really sad breakup. It was like I decided to move. I found someone to move in with. And it just became this like, okay, like it'll be like the end of the year. Oh, actually it'll be in a couple months. Oh, maybe I'll move this month. It just like became more of a reality very quickly. And like the breakup was like this like very sad, like we love each other. Let's have our one last night together and just like cry.
Yep. I've had one of those.
It
lasted
was brutal.
A long time too because we stayed in the same city.
That's tough. Like the move was like, it was an aspect of the whole situation that made it maybe easier. But like, damn, that was hard. It was literally like, okay, bye, we're done. And so a lot of my first songs when I moved to LA were like just really reflecting on that relationship. And some of those songs like really changed my life. But I just think the decision to like leave something that felt safe and like putting myself in this like really uncomfortable position of like being alone and like really figuring out like what that feels like. And I needed to learn how to love myself because I didn't love myself fully. I needed him to be like, I love you, for me to be like, oh, okay, I'm worthy of love. So that was like, I think the big decision that kind of led into like this whole career that I built.
It's amazing you get there in your 20s. Some
I
of us
guess.
in our 30s, 40s, and 50s don't get there and still need some of that validation.
Yeah.
And
Well, I feel like also it comes again, like these cycles come up again.
it is true.
And
Just when you think you've got it down,
yeah,
someone else comes around to fuck you up.
yeah.
Totally. I was like, okay, we can swear on
Or a
this podcast.
job, yes.
Yeah.
Love.
Yes, please.
I remember when I after losing Tim, well, I remember when I met him, I remember thinking, oh, I finally found someone that can calm me down. Somebody who is the calm to my storm. Somebody who I can be passionate with without the push-pull mentality. And so I thought it was fixed. And then, dating again, I went right for the other. I went right for the most destructive.
Someone to make you sick.
Someone
Right,
to
there it
make
is.
me sick.
There
And
it
it was next level. And I'm like, how am I in my 40s now and I'm still back to where I was in my 20s? And it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. But we need to we do need to give ourselves grace because like I'm speaking as if I've also like solved that problem.
No,
This will be something we always like we all deal with this always.
Yeah.
But I think that, you know, like you're both at a point where like you have kids and like you understand like these really important aspects of life where you're like, this is what is really important. And I feel like coming into my 30s, I've like really started to like, I was like, it's like you're a little Delulu in your 20s and like the important shit can be like buried under like
totally.
my career or like things that'll like like push me forward. Whereas like now that I'm entering my 30s, I'm like, there's just more important things to life.
I think it's in the lessons learned.
Yes.
Right? Like, so in your 20s, you're not necessarily learning the lessons. Now, as we age and we go through these cycles again and again and again, we start learning the lessons that come with the breaking of the cycles or the staying in the cycles and the changes that come, the take twos, the take threes, the take fours. Then they're starting to seep in. Yeah. And it's all in the lessons.
Or hopefully you also get in these places where I know for me, one of my biggest mistakes is I stay in things longer than I should.
Totally.
And I think as I've gotten older, I've learned to not stay in them, hopefully not as long as the last time I let something go on too long. But I want to ask you about as someone who doesn't sing or write songs, I do rely on other musicians and lyrics to get me through these tough moments. What's it like being an artist whose own songs gets them through the other side? I
mean, it is
awesome.
Really cool.
Yeah.
It's one of the it's one of the best parts of the job, you know? Like it's like I get to like feel something really intensely and then I get to make a song. It's amazing. It's really cool. That's like a really cool part of like being a creative and like we all have like our creative outlets. And I guess for me, like writing songs is like more of like a diary entry than like maybe like other like art forms. But I don't know, it's really therapeutic and cool. Like I work with a lot of like my really close friends. So like these are people that I've been working with for like many, many, many years. And so we know each other well. And like a lot of these songs literally come from conversations like this where we're literally just talking.
Yeah.
And then someone says something and I'm like, that's cool. And then we like just start making shit. Like it's kind of magical. Yeah.
What was a song for you because I watched you blow up on social media. What was a song on social media that you realized it was something bigger outside of yourself?
Ooh, well, probably my song Long Distance. Yeah. So that was like the beginning before TikTok really became a thing in like one of like the more pivotal aspects of like my career. But Long Distance was a song I wrote during the pandemic. I met a guy via Insta DM who lived in Philly. I was in LA. I think like he like had heard my songs and he was like in my DMs and like I clicked on his profile. I was like, oh, he's cute. He's like giving me attention. And we just like, everyone was like very lonely at that time. Like we were all like locked inside, but I just really entertained it and we chatted and I was super excited about it. Like I was just like really smitten by him and we were FaceTiming and texting and it got to a point where I booked a fucking flight. Like I booked a flight to go visit him. And the fun story with this song is that I wrote it before I visited him. It was just like, I'll take the long distance. Like, I don't care how far you are. Like, I want this to work. Like, I like you. Played him the song when I visited him. It was so romantic. We had like a really beautiful weekend. And then when I got back to LA, everything just changed. Like distant, like started avoiding, like.
You were avoiding or he was avoiding?
No, he was avoiding.
Wow.
And I was like, what did I do? What did I do? Which was me back then being like, now I can be like, I know that it was like I didn't do anything wrong. No. Like, but I was like, oh, like, why are you being distant? Like, it just became that thing. So that ended. And I became so bitter towards the song. And I was like, fuck this song, like never putting it out, like whatever. And then I started posting demos on TikTok and I saw that some of them were like starting to like work. And I was like, you know what? Let me just like see what happens. I'm just going to post this on my SM7 at home. And that blew up very quickly. And I didn't that represented a lot more during COVID too, because people couldn't see their family.
Yeah.
They couldn't see their friends. It wasn't just like a romantic long distance thing. It became this like anthem for people just far away from people.
And it wasn't just a gay romance song.
No, it wasn't. It was universal. However, the first line of the song is, I got pulled in. I met a guy on the internet last week. And I look back on that really, I'm just like happy that that was one of like the foundations of my career, because like my whole career I've never wanted to like be ambiguous about my sexuality.
Yeah.
But it hits in like a very casual tone.
Yes. Well, this is what I love.
Yeah.
And we say all the time, representation matters so much. And you are out there and proud, and you are just representing gay relationships, gay love in a very like nonchalant way, which I really love. But that was one of my questions I wanted to ask you. Like, it's kind of a twofold question. Like, have you faced pushback because you are so out and proud? Have you gotten like not gotten things or gotten told no by certain people in the stratosphere because you're so openly gay? And also, do you worry about getting like pigeonholed because you're being the representation we so need? But do you worry that you're going to get pigeonholed in the gay pop stratosphere? That's
a word I like really early on in my career like thought about a lot.
Yeah.
And the answer is no. I'm not afraid of, like, I actually don't even think that it doesn't feel like a thing that actually exists. Like, basically when I say that, I mean, like, my goal is just to write songs about my life. You know, like, I grew up listening to Justin Bieber singing One Less Lonely Girl. So like, if he, like, my whole mentality is like, if Justin Bieber can sing One Less Lonely Girl, then like, and like say girl, like I want to just, I'm going to say boy because I'm gay. So like, my goal is just to write songs about my life. And through that, there's going to be other gay men out there, or queer people in general, who will hear that and like relate more to it, because they're like, oh, that's like a guy singing about a guy. Like, that's a queer artist. Like, I want to listen to that. Like, there's like straight people who listen to my music too. But like, for me, like, I can't control who listens to my music. And like, I also like do want to be a voice for the community, because I'm proud to be a part of the community. So like, I'm not afraid of like being pigeonholed, because I'm just like, my fans will be my fans. Like, no, like, I can't control who comes to the show. But when I am on stage and I see how many queer people are out there, it's fucking sick, because I'm like, this feels extra special.
Because you've got some good fans.
I do. I do. But I also like, I am my worst critic. Like, I think for me, I'm so grateful for the career that I've had, because, you know, like, after long distance, I signed like a publishing deal. I signed a record deal. I was with like a major label for 2 albums. And like, I have been on tour many times, and I've played like internationally, and like, I've done so many things that I never thought I'd be able to do. And as a gay man, it feels so cool that like, I've been able to kind of like break through in that way. However, I think more as of late, in regards to the first half of your question, like, have you ever felt pushback? It's less people being like, I don't want you to do that. Like, I've always had a team who's like never told me to like be straight or like whatever. Like, they know
they're not
who
editing
I am.
you.
Yeah.
No.
You've never hidden.
I think it's more, is the world ready for like a gay male pop star?
And I think the answer is yes.
I hope so. But I also am like...
Well, I'd say that they are, but I feel like we're at a pause
right
now, given everything that's happening in the world. I think we're about to turn a corner. Hopefully in November we'll do that. But I think given where we are with Trump administration and all the pushback, I mean, we share this. I mean, we share the sentiment as queer people that are doing our own thing for the LGBTQ plus community, where we're being sometimes stifled or pushed down. The algorithm isn't working for us at the moment.
Totally.
So I think the world is ready. It's just the people in control right now are suppressing it.
Can I add a hot take?
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. This is going to be my there could be 100 people in a room thing, because I've said this on every podcast, and it's like they're going to there's going to be so many edits of me saying this. Justin Tranter is a songwriter in the music industry, and they have written like many of just the biggest pop songs. They have a podcast, and they were recently interviewing Troye Sivan and talking about how like Troye is like a gay icon and like as Troye is. And Justin though was like, a part of it was like Troye should be a bigger artist, but another aspect that Justin brought up was that gay men have an easier time standing pop girls because it's less of a mirror to trigger internalized homophobia.
I agree with that.
And I think that as soon as I heard them say that in that way, I was like, that is really interesting, because think about like a lot of like the pop girls who have like really gay fan bases, like people are always like, if you have the gays, like you're good. Like all of the big pop girls, like they have a lot of gay fans. And I think it's interesting because I'm a big Heated Rivalry fan. Nobody come for me. So like I read the books, watched the show, loved. But I think it is interesting that like I think one of the reasons that became the phenomenon it did was also because of like the type of man it portrayed, which was like masculine, athletic, and muscular. And I think when it comes to pop boys or like musicians or creatives, there's like an innate like femininity to it. Yeah. Like it's like, look at Troye, look at like Adam Lambert. I mean, like these are people who are, Adam Lambert I think is one of the best vocalists like literally ever. And he's putting out a new album, which I'm really excited about. But like we're all kind of like, we are a different kind of man. And I think we represent something different. You know?
I agree. Well, even the straight men of the 80s, it was, you know, you had Prince. And I mean, even if you want to look at Guns N' Roses and some of the icons from the 80s, they did, even 70s with George Clinton, you know, they were dressed extravagant, and you could be a little bit more feminine, more comfortable with your sexuality. Yeah. Fluid is the word that I'm looking for. But it seemed to be more accepted with the knowledge that they are straight men to be fluid.
I mean, like Harry.
Like Harry, which is the current straight fluid. But if you are known to be queer and fluid, is the world ready for that? It's accepted when there's the knowledge that it's like Prince was never, people would question him all the time.
Yeah.
But it was a straight factor that kept him pushing through. And I'm just and the world would not have been ready had Prince come out as gay then.
When I say like Troye Sivan is a huge pop star. Like Adam Lambert is a huge like pop star. I just am like, but when I heard that on the podcast, I like went to the Billboard Hot 100, and at that moment when I checked, there was 0 openly gay men on it.
Yep.
Right.
And I just was like,
that's what I mean.
Interesting. Yeah. Like this is interesting. And I have a lot of gay male fans who like I love. Like we all come together, and it's like we have the time of our life, and I'm like so happy for that. But I do think that like the gay boys could be a little more like welcoming to each other. And I think I want to just like I want to encourage people to like find these like smaller gay male artists who are like really good, like making really good shit that like just like deserve their flowers too, you know? So there's a lot of us.
I was gonna say we had David Archuleta on last season.
Yeah.
And I just saw him the other day actually, because I'm doing like an album release event in LA, and he's like moderating a Q&A, and like, you know, I watched him on American Idol and was like fanboy to him. And now that he's like, I mean, I co-wrote a song on his last project, and I like now he's like a friend and like acquaintance, and we got into kind of a conversation about this the other day, and it was really cool to like connect with another like gay guy about it who's like in the industry.
I mean, there's a lot of internalized homophobia. Yeah, that we all have it.
Yeah, it's true.
We all have it.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is, and when it comes to homophobia from non-queer people, a lot of it gets targeted at gay men. It is. I feel like it is. There is more of a stigma about being a gay man than gay. I don't know.
I mean, well, no, think about it this way. It's like when we're kids, like I feel like also like I'm a girl's gay, just like making that clear. Like women have been like necessary in my development and like women are my safe space. But I think about how like being a tomboy, like as a kid or like a girl playing sports, I think is more socially accepted than like a boy who wants to be like a ballerina or like a dancer. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's misogyny.
It's misogyny. Femininity, bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Masculinity, good.
Exactly.
It is. It's literally, you're right.
It's true.
The patriarchy and it's misogyny. But that plays against gay men.
Yeah.
Very hard, very terribly. Because then you're given the stigma of femininity, which is a big no-no.
Yeah.
I like the idea of what you're talking about, which is being a little bit more supportive of other gay male artists. Because if you look at 90s pop girls like Mariah, Janet, Madonna, they didn't speak to each other.
Yeah,
because,
there was like
because
beef.
the whole media was like, but it wasn't even, I mean, there was maybe a little bit of beef, but the media had a lot to do with that. They were always pitting them against each other.
Yeah.
And then now you have people like Lady Gaga that's all about lifting up the younger artist up, which is one of the reasons I love her. And I feel like what you're tapping into is kind of cutting through that and not being part of this whole crew of gay male artists because I imagine there is sort of like, oh, who's the one?
Yeah.
Who's the gay male artist that's going to be the one? And so the media kind of has you all sort of like not intentionally being against each other, but I think the way to like, combat that is coming together and being supportive of one of each other and not falling into the trap of what the media used to do to the pop girlies in the 90s.
Totally. I want us all to win, like genuinely. Like I really do. Like I really think there's a place for everyone and like good music will speak for itself and all that.
Yeah, I want it to be normalized. I want it to be any kind of relationship in song to be normalized. Yep. Like if a guy is singing about being in love with a guy, I want that just to be like, let's not put that as gay. Let's just, I mean, it is gay, but you know what I mean? Let's not do the labels anymore. Let's just, love is love.
Totally.
And the books we read to our children. Mm-hmm. And, we need books that not only talk about Heather who has two mommies, like who are not calling out the fact that this kid has two moms in the books. But we need books also that just happen to have gay moms.
Yeah.
Happen to have gay dads. And it's the same kind of idea when it comes to like, let's have music that just happens to be gay love.
Yeah, totally.
There's a fun lyric, and just going back to Janet from the Velvet Rope album called Free Zone. And in there, it's a lyric that goes similar to boy meets girl, girl loses boy, boy gets cute boy back. Like it's just this really cool, it's just about being fluid and, not really mattering who you fall in love with, but it's about falling in love.
Yeah.
I think to your point too, like the regime might be trying to push back against all things woke and all things progressive and all things fluid. But the young people today are very fluid.
I know.
And are going to change the world. So no matter what this regime is trying to do,
I agree.
It's there. It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're growing up and they're even more unapologetically themselves than you are.
Agreed.
Than I am. Than I definitely was in my 20s, right? So.
What was different about writing this fourth album?
I think this fourth album was like not me wanting a boyfriend. Well, actually there is a song on my third project called I Don't Want a Boyfriend because I was just like in my horny era.
Yes, you were.
And that record was like really important for me too because like I really felt like I needed to like feel sexually liberated and like just like I think I was always like a little like I definitely hinted at like hookup culture in my first two projects for sure, but like I wanted to like assert like my adulthood, I think, and just be like I am like a sexual being and like I want to write about that. But this record that is more of like an emotional kind of reflective record, a little angry at points too, but completely different mindset. I mean, when I was writing my first two projects, I was still kind of in that like I'm looking for my person and like I want my person and like when will I find him and like all that. And I love the Jordy who wrote those projects and like I needed to write those songs. But this project, I'm just like at a place where like I've lived alone now for like 4 years now and like I don't date as much. Like I like honestly, I'll force myself to go on like a date every now and then just to like, you know, put myself out there. And I've had like good like organic experiences like over the past couple of months where it's like you meet someone out and like that's always like really fun. But I think with this album, it's coming from this perspective of, yeah, like I'm 31 and I'm single and I like don't have kids and I'm kind of like good where I am. And I think I am always trying to like better myself and like fall more in love with like my own company and like just being alone. Like I have really amazing friends and like partnerships within those friendships and like a really close family dynamic. And I'm at the point where I don't feel like having a romantic partner is like this thing that feels necessary for my life right now. But I know that like when the right person comes, it'll feel like it'll make sense. Mm-hmm. But I'm not like, where is he? You know? So this was more of like this new chapter of my turning 30 record. It just felt like a little more like self-reflective and less like desperate.
Like
not desperate.
Yeah, more confident and less. I think you're shedding the middle child syndrome.
I think you're right. Shedding that definitely for sure.
Yeah, it's like your transition period came from a very anxious and a kind of sad place, and that's where the music career kind of took off. Yeah. Right? Because you were writing about that transition you went through, that big change, and now you're in a place where you're more relaxed into the you became through that anxious time.
Yes, totally.
And how you came out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm still like, I still like, I have moments like what you were saying where it's like, how did I just like get right back to where like, you feel like you're right back to where you started. It's like, you're like, I thought I've grown all these years. Like, why am I letting a guy make me feel this way? But you know, I'm like we're all human, but I feel like now, like, if like a guy like just isn't giving me like what I like know I like deserve in terms of like communication, I feel way less of a want to be like, I hope I didn't do anything wrong. Mm-hmm. Like that used to be my thing so much. Like, I hope I didn't do anything to like make you ghost, or like, was it me? Like, you know, like I'm kind of like, I don't really care anymore. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm like, if they're not communicating, then I genuinely don't want that. So I think, but it does take a while, you know? Yeah. And of course, like, you find yourself in like vulnerable moments, but yeah.
I imagine like Taylor Swift, how many times have you gotten calls or texts from those after a song's been released, but like, that's about me, isn't it?
Who is that? Yeah, who is this about? Yeah, well, there's been moments, but I also feel like for the most part, people like let it be or like leave me alone. Like you know, like if they're texting me being like, I know this is about me, I'll just like leave it on red because I'm just like, okay, I'll let you think that. And
what you want.
I'm not going to give you an answer.
Gives me the download.
You know, but.
Well, that's the beauty of music, right? It's up for interpretation.
Exactly. It could be about anyone.
I want somebody to write a song about me.
I'm sure maybe people have.
Written a song
This is true.
Me.
Maybe people have.
Maybe. Have you? Let me know. Reach out.
Do tell.
It's funny. Long distance is when I think I discovered you. And I think what spoke to me about that is I was doing the same thing during COVID with a guy from Canada. And we were texting, we were FaceTiming. Yeah. We even ended up on a show called Sex Diaries on HBO.
Shut up.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
And then by the time it aired, I was like devastated by us not working out.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like begging for the producers of like, I really don't want this to be released. Is it still going to be released? And of course, they released it.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's hard.
Settled into a good place with it. But hey, Craig, if you're watching this.
Craig, we love
Craig,
you.
write a song about us.
I also, I don't do like the texting a lot thing before like the meeting anymore.
Yeah.
Like I just like that was something I would do also like a lot where it's like you find yourself texting this person you like don't even know, but you just like the way they make you feel. Yeah. I love this I forget who I heard the quote from, but it was like, do you like the person or do you like how they make you feel? And I think that that's like something, like a lesson that I've also learned. It's like, you can like how a morning text makes you feel, but like, do you like who they are? Yeah. You know what I mean? And there's been many men where I look back and I'm like, why? Like, I don't like who you are, but I liked how you made me feel because you validated me. You know?
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's a distinction there.
For sure.
I'm gonna tell my daughter that.
Yeah. It's like, what about the person do you actually see as like being a good partner versus like them just saying like you're beautiful? Like it's, you know, it's like that makes you feel good, but like a partner is someone who you are supposed to love unconditionally.
Yeah. I'm going to talk to my daughter tonight. We're having a
Do it.
discussion tonight.
Do it.
Well, that's when you get into the whole love language thing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has their own love language. Some people, it is words of affirmation. For other people, it's touch or quality time.
I love touch.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's where I am.
I love, like, just the little, like, even if you're out, like, a little, like, like, just, hey, you know?
Yeah.
I think I used to think that physical touch meant, like, you, like, more of like a sex thing before I understood what it meant. But it's not. It's like, I love like a holding the hand in public and like making it known via touch. Like, I love that.
That's the intimacy versus the sex, right? Like,
yes.
Although I could use the sex touches too, like no problem.
Of course. I think it's all of
a
it.
little provocative sexual touch. That's fine for me too.
I would never.
We need them both.
Reject sexual touch.
I can tell by your music.
Yeah, exactly.
What is something that little Jordy, like 8-year-old, 7-year-old Jordy, would be shocked if 8-year-old, 7-year-old Jordy got a glimpse into Jordy now?
Ooh. Maybe I would be shocked to be like, hey, like, you're kind of a pop star. Like, hell yeah, let's go. Like, I would probably, even though, like, when you chase this, it's kind of like you look back and it's like, even when I was 8, like, I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be in the spotlight. So maybe it, like, isn't that shocking. Like, I always kind of knew that, like, it was something I wanted to do. But I think maybe just, like, be shocked that, like, I am, like, single and, like, living alone at 31 and, like, really happy with it. Like, I think that, like, you know, it was also, like, when I came out, like, my parents were so accepting and loving. This was when I was, like, 15. But, like, it was also, like, something, like, you know, my mom was, like, very much, like, you will be able to have the family you want. You can have, like, the white picket fence. I promise you, you'll be able to have that. And, like, I thank God she got me through all of that, and my dad and my siblings. But, yeah, like, I also, like, want to look at my younger self and be like, and also, like, you might be, like, single for a bit, and that's, like, really beautiful because you're going to, like, learn to really love yourself, you know, and just, like, not feel like you need the acceptance from others to, like, feel good within you.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
I love that. That might be one of my favorite answers we've gotten.
God, it's true.
Yeah.
Because it's so funny. I'm, like, posting this new song. I'm teasing a new song on my album called Normal People, and I'm being, like, really gay and dramatic with it, and I'm, like, in the shower, and I'm just, like, being, like, dramatic with it, and, like, I there's so many hate comments being like, you're probably single because you're still posting videos like this, like, me being and I'm like, girl, shut up, come on, like, let me be naked in the shower and, like, be dramatic. Like, I want to, like, be in a, like, it's like I'm in a music video.
The shower is the best time
to be moody.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm like Karen, like, from, like, Bumblefuck. I don't know who you are, but, like, you have children. Why are you hate commenting on me? Yeah, exactly.
Back off. Let everybody know your album. And
okay. My album is called In Retrospect. It's out now. It's literally out. Love that. Instagram is Jordy Music. TikTok is I am Jordy. Jordy on any streaming platform. And hopefully see you at a show at some point in the future.
Yeah. And I've been to his shows.
He has.
He knows how to turn it out.
Hell yeah. Thank you again, guys.
Sounds like. I love it. Well, folks, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in.
And make sure you're following us, subscribing, and liking on all of the social media.
Write us a little review, rate it, do all the things, and make sure to follow us.
Yes, it's at
Love Take 2 Pod. That's Love Take 2 Pod. Do all the things. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.